like to make, I would really like to build a history of Orem collage of pictures and artifacts and things. And I'd be happy to head that up on that first main floor
Yeah, that'd be
where the community would be, spending most of their time.
yeah, that's a great idea. We kind of put something like that together for the centennial, but it's very small, so it would be fun to kind of expand on that.
Yeah, I would love to be part of that. So, what do we have, about 8 to get before the building is
Yeah, about yeah,
done?
yeah, about
Is
18
that how
months.
long it's going to take?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's plenty of time. So if you guys want to put together a committee for it, I'll definitely either be on it or I'd be happy to even
See,
head it up.
yeah, that would be an amazing collaboration between the Historic Preservation Commission and the Arts Council. Like, because there's a
Yeah.
little bit of history there, a little bit of art, public art there. So that would be a good way to team up. Okay. Well, Michael, I think we can get started. John's on his way. Scott's online. And I think this is it. Big crowd today. Dang it.
Yeah. Our previous mentor.
One thing we're going to do is get a definitive list of who is on the committee, how many people we have, because I don't know that, because it's always a rotating group.
Yeah, let me pull that up right now.
So obviously the welcome everybody, but the first thing we're supposed to do here is review and approve minutes, and we don't have a quorum to do that, so we'll have to put that off until the next meeting. But the minutes to this meeting will be posted on a link, right?
Yeah. So there are 11 members of this council. So 11. So we would need 6 to have a quorum, which we're not quite there. Well, actually, when John comes, there will be 6 because we got Scott online, and then we'll have 5 here.
Okay, we'll just put off the vote till the end, I guess.
Yeah.
So do you have the minutes to read when we need them?
Well, it's all recorded. It was on. Did Sharon send out the YouTube link?
So we don't read them.
Yeah. Just if those that weren't here can say I watched it or I didn't watch it or whatever, and then you can prove.
Okay, so I'm Michael Smith. I was elected in absentia. And I'll show you. Don't ever miss a meeting.
You'll get put in charge.
I was on a family vacation on a Disney cruise, and
we just looked around. Who wasn't here?
I was elected.
Hey, John.
So I'm elected as the what's it called? The chair.
The chair.
The chair. Just lead us through the agenda. Okay, so did you want to?
Yeah, let's go around and so we can all get to know each other. So Char retired, and our city management asked me, Pete Wolfley, to step in and help lead this with Michael, this committee. And I've been with the city almost 9 years. I start my 9th year next month, so it's been pretty great. What my city job is, I'm the communications manager. So I do all the city's graphic design, I do the PR, I do the marketing, and among other people, but that's kind of my main responsibility. And then just some other assignments as well. Been involved in some of the public art, like I've been working a little bit with John previously with utility boxes, and just really excited to be on this committee. I love public art, and to be part of this is, I think, just a dream come true because we can do some exciting things. Like all my favorite cities have great public art, and I would love to see Orem join them. I think that it creates such a unique vibe and energy in a city to have that. And so, yeah, that's me.
My name is Tess Jones. I think Christy Snyder, I don't know if any of you are familiar with her before in the city, but I'm sitting over for her. I'm also the deputy city reporter, so fun little side things that we get to do. But he asked me to kind of help out at the Arts Council. I was really excited because I feel like he said, this is probably one of the funnest councils to be on in the city because he can make the city a brighter and happier place. I helped Shar do a lot of the agreements with the utility box art So we're still getting those all in the system, and it's been fun to see that process because there's a lot that goes into it. And so you get to play a little bit of a bigger role in that, and I think it'll be really fun. So happy to be here.
My name is Mike Ramsey. I know some of these gentlemen already worked with Adam for many years at the Sierra, but I'm currently a vice president of resources people ops for a software company.
Oh, nice.
And but I've lived in Orem throughout 3 or 4 different locations since the early '90s, and I've been an actor for about 45 years, and then brought my kids up at the Sierra basically, and done some things at the Hill as well. And I have a son who's a full-time actor, and so we love the arts. I love the art part of arts as well. Although I can't draw a circle, I totally feel love for those people who can draw a circle, right?
Absolutely.
And all of that. And so, yeah. And last summer, I did one of the introductions for the summer thing. First time I'd ever been, fell in love with it. And so we'll plan on going again this year and hopefully have an opportunity to help there. So
cool. Thank you, Mike. Sorry, John, we're just going around and introducing ourselves.
Okay, Reinhardt, been on the council for 4 or 5 years. It's been like participating and
You're the utility box czar. I mean, that's
trying. I think we're moving forward, and I'm just a little taken back is the right word with Charlene's retirement, because she was doing so much.
Yeah, as we all were, for sure.
You'll pick up where she left off, but I just came out of the, well, you guys probably knew it was coming, but anyway, so that's it, John Reinhardt.
Everyone should, yeah, maybe we should.
I'm David Blackinson. I've worked in the council 5 years, maybe. My background is in music.
I think you know my in-laws, the Fulmers, Dave Fulmer and Natalie Fulmer. I think you were their teacher back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know him very well.
Yeah.
He was my trumpet student, and I was director of the marching band when he was a student. He was a drum major. He teaches at Snow College, and I retired from BYU 15 years ago. And now I teach at Snow College, and I've done that for 15 years, but only a day and a half a week.
Hey, that's not bad.
So, and so I know him well and see him every week.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My turn.
It is.
Adam Robertson with the Sierra, and I've been on the council since it started.
Yeah. An OG.
There was a commission before that. But anyway, glad to be here.
You've seen it all.
Sarah, Adam, I can't remember exactly.
About 20 something, I don't know, 20 years.
Just getting started.
I'm the greenie.
Yeah.
You haven't aged at all.
Oh, thank you. Don't feel that.
Okay, Scott, go ahead and you can introduce yourself over Zoom.
Okay, my name's Scott Swain. I'm pretty new to the council. I can't remember how long, less than a year. I have a company called Roots of Freedom, and if you've been around to the schools in our community, you've seen our display. It's chronicles the history of our country, the founding of our country, with storyboards, and we have curriculum and events that people can participate in, simulations, freedom bowls, and such. We also do a thing called Cries of Freedom at the Sierra every year during the Freedom Festival. And our family has lived here in Orem since 1885. This is why I'm interested in doing the historical part. We have a big connection to that. Of course, Orem was in Orem in 1885. We were part of Provo, but I would love to be involved in that. Also in the music and the art. My son's a professional artist, and we're very much into the arts at our home. So that's who I am.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. Now we're
You
all
bet.
Okay, I just did a very brief, I'm the ripe old age of 71. I've been an actor my whole life, and a director, and taught theater for 30 years in the East. And I'm I guess a relative newbie on the council, but it's been fun. And I would ask you all to help me out. I have a hearing issue, so when you talk or make comments, sure they don't miss anything. Appreciate it. Anyway, so our next item on the agenda is summer concert series, which you all know has been switched from Monday to Wednesday nights, and got great support from the whole council on that, on making that move, which is great. Excited to see how that's going to work out. And we need some volunteer signups for that. We don't have any. We don't have dates or performance yet, do we?
Yeah, so we have the dates. The first one will be July 12th, and then it'll go every week from July 12th to August, I want to say 16th. Yeah, August 16th. So July 12th to August 16th every Wednesday night.
Is July 12th the big band again?
We haven't decided that. I mean, that's one of the things we should talk about.
Okay.
But however you want to kick it off, go big.
Well, I had fun doing the big band, so I wanted to be the first volunteer so I could get the big band.
Do you remember the name of the band? Do you remember the name of the band?
Wasatch Show Band.
Wasatch Show Band.
Yeah. That was fun. They were very good and had a good turnout, and so looking down for that. Anybody else want to jump in and grab a date to host? Just host. Just take, welcome everybody. Introduce the band.
Okay.
But that's the 19th, right?
Yep.
I'll do 12. Yeah, so
I'll do that one.
Okay, July 19th.
we will obviously have a lot of meetings between now and then to check your schedules and step in. So.
I'd like to do the last one. I'm doing a show up at Sundance that whole time except for the last one.
Oh, nice. So you would do the August 6th, the August 16th?
16th, please.
Okay, Mike Ramsey. What show are you doing at Sundance?
The Sound of Music.
Oh, a classic. Are you playing the Colonel?
No, I'm playing the Butler.
The Butler?
Yeah, I played him there before.
Oh, cool. Well, that'll be fun. Yeah, that's right. How does it end? Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I'll send, thank you for volunteering for those dates. I'll send out a spreadsheet with all the dates, and I'll put in who's on what, and we'll also use that spreadsheet to decide who we want to perform, at each date. As of right now, we have 36 applicants. So in our next meeting, in our May meeting, we'll need to kind of do a little, or unless you want to do a subcommittee, go through and decide who we want to perform.
Do we have, we just read the resumes of the bands? Or?
Yeah, they send in little samples, like little clips.
Oh, okay.
And then they talk about themselves and what kind of music they like. And then maybe you guys have some experience with some of these people. And so you can weigh in on who you think would be a good fit.
Probably would be a good idea. The city would object to having a subcommittee that would get it down from the 36 to a smaller group. But we're going to be listening to samples. I probably don't want to listen to 36 samples in the meeting.
I can tell you how we've done it in the past.
Oh yeah, please tell us.
I've done 5 years. It's only been myself, Nancy Peterson, who's not here anymore, Adam, and Charlotte. And sends us the list of the people with the application.
Is there a bench over back here? Go sit on the bench. Okay.
Watching in advance. And we just meet for an hour and a half, and take people.
So you do basically the final list of who's gonna be performing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all at once. But that doesn't mean that that's where we need to do it now.
No, I mean,
Yeah. How would you like to do it?
it was pretty successful last year, so
I would say so.
it's not broken, don't fix it anyway.
Yeah.
So, are we good with just the two of you doing that, or do we want people for help?
Dave, Adam, who would we like to replace Nancy with if we had maybe one more?
Well, I don't,
Yeah.
he's,
Hey,
not on the council.
Pete,
Yeah, Scott.
There has to be.
if there's anything important that I need to hear, I need to have.
Sorry, you cut out there for a sec. What'd you say?
Anyway, when we meet, you know, most of the applicants, they have either themselves on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody comes and gets it on the TV and we listen to it if we haven't already. Try and get a variety and quality.
Okay, so
That isn't to say that that's not the only way to do it. You can just turn it all over at it.
so we're going to be accepting applications until May 1st. So sometime shortly after May 1st, we'd need to get the committee or subcommittee together and make the decisions.
Right. And we had also talked about, Peter and I met earlier just to talk about the agenda and things. We talked about some things. And we did talk about maybe having someone, since this is being done in conjunction with the farmer's market, is to have somebody maybe interface with the farmer's market and coordinate our publicity and get both things on both posters and whatever, and however we're gonna do that. And I would be happy to do that. I don't know.
Sure.
It sounds like fun to work with the farmers market.
Yeah. So the people who run it are a married couple and they're delightful. You'll like them a lot.
I have a question about that. I go to the farmers markets as well, and sometimes there's somebody playing music at the farmers market,
Like buskers, or on the stage.
No, I mean just like when we walk through the farmers market, there's some here.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know if that's going to compete against.
No, they schedule them each week, and they'll not schedule them during the times of our concert because the farmers market's going to go from like May to October.
Yeah, all the way. Okay.
Yeah. But during our time,
someone's already talked about it.
Yeah.
And we also talked about trying to use tchotchkes or whatever, or t-shirts, hats, stuff like that to make, maybe that wouldn't be the definitive selection of items, but do something to make the concert special for the people who come. So something to remember it, and so that when people come to the first one, maybe, and they get something nice, or they have a nice memento or something, and the concert's really good, they might not only just come because it's a big band, and they love big bands, but they might come back for the next one or the next one, and support the whole series rather than just just supporting one concert.
That's one suggestion I would have with marketing is rather than market each individual event, have all of the events. So that as we're getting posters out there and more posters out there and more posters out there, it's of the whole schedule of concerts.
That's a great suggestion.
And that way they always know what's next. And we could also do flyers saying our next concert is, with a little bit more information, hand those out to those attending and hope that grows too.
So if we were going to have a table, we could have somebody, sort of at the comings and goings, entrances and exits, handing that stuff out, that would be really helpful. I agree with that completely. I don't know if anybody else has any ideas. That was kind of the idea that I know that the farmers market does advertising, and is if we pool our resources, do it all in one, and get it all in one poster, I think that would be certainly better for the people who are trying to decide what they're going to come to or when they're going to come.
I was just wondering, are we allowed to put like a large banner out by State Street here on city property?
Yeah, we could do it on the baseball fence that's on Center Street.
Fence now.
That's well, we tried to put some stuff up in Layton. They struck us down, but we can do some stuff over by the ball fields that faces Center Street. So still good visibility.
I don't know, if we could get something.
Yeah, the farm. That's where
It's a lot better than politician signs. Something out there with everyone driving down State Street too.
Yeah.
Worthwhile.
Yeah, we can do that because that's where the farmers market advertises, so we can do that too.
This might be more than you're talking about, John, but when I lived in New Haven, and when they had festivals or things like this, they put a banner like that up. They put it on a wire across, like it would be across all of State Street, like
Provo.
yeah. And so people saw it for a month before it started, and then the dates were on there, and then that's a great suggestion. I don't know if that's feasible.
Absolutely.
To have
I never seen anything
city workers climbing up on poles and putting that up.
It's just wide, and I think UDOT has some kind of height restriction.
Right. Somehow they get away with it in Provo. I'll have to find out how they do it because they always have a banner down there by the park. It'd be amazing if we could do that, but yeah, we'll find out what the rules are.
Yeah.
Then also, I just remember every time this year, Charlene mentioned about the sound person or the concert series. Do we have a contract with the sound person?
Yeah, so there's a couple of them, and they're employees of the library that they've hired as sound engineers. They also work in the library hall.
That's all
Yeah. So they just get scheduled.
All right.
So it would basically be the same sound engineers that were to the concert last summer?
Yeah. Or like unto them, people with the same set of skills. Yeah.
Does sound, I didn't think the sound quality was that great last year in terms of the mics and being able to, because that could be my own deficit. But I don't know if there's a way to upgrade the microphones or the speaker system or whatever. But, obviously it works fine when the band is playing, and it's just the big band music. That's terrific. But sometimes when it's just the soloists, it's a little bit more difficult to understand.
I was there for just the two guitar players that sang it, and it was really good.
Did it sound okay?
Yeah, for that. So I don't know if there's maybe in between or something like that. Yeah.
Maybe it was just the first concert and they were finding the way.
That's possible.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So anything else we need to talk about the concert series?
As far as the branding of that, I wanted to do kind of like a music in the market, kind of combining the farmers market and the concert together and kind of like play into that. Does everyone feel okay kind of going down that road? Sure. If we work something up around music in the market?
Are we talking? Hey, Pete?
9. It goes late. It goes until 9. Yeah, Scott?
Are we talking about making the concerts that we do part of the farmers market at the same time?
Yeah, I can't remember. Were you on that email thread? We decided that offline, but yeah, that's going forward. It's going to be Wednesdays now for this year.
So yeah, I knew that. So the farmers market will start at at 5, and the concert will start at like 7.
7? Yep, 7.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm glad that happened. Yeah,
I think it'll be great.
Okay.
Might be food trucks.
Yep, that's part of the farmer's market now is
Yeah,
they
what is
do.
it? Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay.
They bring in
So
food trucks so people can have
you
dinner.
guys
Yeah.
tell people-
There'll be snow cones, ice creams. It'll be great. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so next item is the utility box update and plan forward. And we have talked about this a lot, so let's think of ways that we can. Great job has been done. Let's see if we can push this forward a little bit.
Yes, I think between myself and Pete and, sorry,
Yes.
and then there was two others on the subcommittee.
Who else is working with you on that?
I think it was Alex and Law. Anyways, I think just that Pete and I get together here soon enough to go look at some of the actual boxes that we wanted to do. He had mentioned that doing the Orem city boxes legally will be a lot easier for we'll just need to coordinate and figure out which ones.
And another thing I'd like to get with the subcommittee on is we have, this Jess Smart Smiley is a kind of a famous illustrator and artist locally here, and his box is ready to go. We just need to print it out and install it. And he wants to do kind of like a reveal. It's just out here in City Center Park. It's going to be really fun. And he also wants to give away like swag and like little gifts to people who come to the event. And so maybe we could get together, John, with the subcommittee and plan something, invite the council, invite the Arts Council, invite the public to come for this unveiling of our first, 2023 art box. And then that's the momentum we need to like just go crazy this summer with these art boxes.
Yeah.
That'll help, how would you say, activate the Arts Council, be one of those activities for that.
Yeah. I think that's the perfect project to get us rolling again.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the only question is we just need to make certain that the funds used for that we can use the monies that we have for the creation of swag. I know Charlene always mentioned that funds, depending on where they sat, could only be used for certain things.
Yeah.
So,
I think maybe one of the only positives of having me on this committee is I can bring the PR budget. And so we can tap into different money now.
right.
Yeah.
I don't want to drop the ball on that Utopia box, so finish with Cass.
In Sierra Park?
Cass Barney, yeah, we do half of it.
Yeah. And the agreement I think is done on that box.
I
So
really want to finish the other half.
yeah.
And the problem or the challenge we were working with her on, Char was working with Cass, is we wanted the same look and feel, but just maybe take the woman off and keep the flowers and things going.
Yeah. Well, last time I
just
was.
don't want to get that. I just don't want to drop that. I'd like to get that complete.
Yeah,
And we also talked about just looking at other boxes in the arts district and making sure we get all of those, done before we look at other places.
Yeah.
Okay, not in my one.
I worked out some things for the second box, sent them to Charter and Cass, but I think they wanted to use some of other Sandra's artwork. I just don't know where that stands, what artwork she wanted us to do.
Did she? Well, yeah, I live down there by that park, and I wonder if we just redo the whole thing, because the one that Cass did originally is kind of peeling and kind of falling off.
Is it ready?
Yeah, so
I think that was the idea. We were going to shake off the one that's there, and she was going to give enough pieces so we could do both.
perfect. I think that's a better idea, honestly, because that one I don't think can be salvaged at this
But
point.
I don't think, I don't know. I haven't heard of what art she wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, that was between Char and Cass, and that's why I'm like, I don't want to drop that, but I feel like that's kind of been a half completed job for a long time. I'd love to punch that to the top of the list and get that done. Everyone on Fourth East sees it as they drive by. It's very visible that way, and I think it would be great to get that done.
Yeah, it's funny to talk to Cass about it because she says that gives her the most street cred with her students at Orem High is the fact that she's got this box in the park. They just think that's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
So,
The other thing is, I think we decided after the fact, after we had done that initial half, you know, to put some kind of circle or something on the design that says this is a Orem Arts Council project, and
yeah.
then maybe a little bit about the artist and the year or the title of the thing. So I don't want to lose that either, because I think that's one of the main things we need to focus on is how to bring credibility to this group and what this group is working on and doing, and with installations everywhere. You know, we talked about the pavilion poles. And again, I'd love to bump that up to the top of the list because it's in the arts district, right? So I mean, I have nothing against City Center Park, but I'm just saying, you know,
Well, I
want to really work on the arts district instead of, you know, I'm sure baseball people love the art too, but I think the arts district should be top priority.
Yeah, I have two mock-ups for those. A yellow and a blue one.
That's great.
Yeah.
But there's like 6 or 8 of those, right?
Yeah.
So I'd love to see that, you know, I'd love to see us do those and any other boxes in the area.
Well, that's a great focus. I think maybe that's probably maybe been the problem in the past is we've been all over the place, but maybe.
Yeah, it's been very shotgun.
Yeah. But maybe if we say, hey, we're arts district only, and we're going to focus on that for 2023, there's plenty to do in the arts district. So that'd be good.
Hey, Pete,
Hold on.
Where's the arts district?
So basically around the Sarah, the pool, Sarah Park, it's basically in that area.
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, that's great.
South and North State to Fort East, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of.
I've gone through and I cataloged all the boxes.
In that area?
Yeah, and of course, the best box is the one that we already have covered. So a lot of the other boxes are smaller things that won't quite be as visible. We have the one that we already have covered with
with Nate's stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to see that replaced. That was one of the mock-ups I did as well. I think if we replace that one there, and the one that we've been talking about beside the Sarah, the two main ones that have a lot of good visibility, have good surfaces for artwork.
See, I'd love to have a couple of these done by Summerfest because we have a huge event in that park, and it would be so fun to show that off by June 7th.
Do you have any time?
I've got to go right at 1, but let's get a meeting and we'll sit down and talk.
Okay. I just have a question. Like, could you estimate like from start to finish, like I guess box being chosen or whatever, all the way to the art being applied? How long is the process for one box to have that happen?
Well, once we decide on the artwork and we have the agreement, it just takes a couple of days to go into Photoshop, make sure the art's the right size, and then we get it over to, is it Sound Vision? Sound Vision. We've only done, with Sound Vision, we've only done one, and that's the one that Sarah.
Like there's permissions and contracts except for putting it on the box, right?
Yeah. I don't know. That's new to us.
That's been the hardest part because if we're working with Utopia or Rocky Mountain Power or UDOT, those agreements take forever because they have to go through like 12 different people.
Utopia is pretty, and that's the one on the back of Sarah. They're on board with that, so Utopia is not too bad. A lot of Utopia boxes aren't that great, and as far as ones in the arts district goes, that one is pretty much it. They have other Utopias around the city, and some of them, when they gave me the addresses to all these places, some of them aren't even boxes. They're little, for lack of a better word, sheds. And the texture they have on these are kind of like the pebble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
can't do anything about it.
But as far as agreements go, with Utopia, they're pretty much on board and are ready another memorandum of understanding, but Nate was working with Rocky Mountain Power. Said he was halfway through, and then they just went silent on him. Of course, he's been gone for a while, and I don't think we picked that back up.
Yeah.
We don't have anybody right now working with Rocky Mountain Power.
But we have the city boxes, which include the signal boxes that are not on State Street. And then we can do Utopia. And then we could do the pillars on the parks. Shar was also interested in maybe a couple of panels on the side of some of the buildings in at the Sarah Pool facility. And we can have quick access to that. So I mean, once we have the legal stuff done, it just takes me about 2 or 3 days to prep the artwork, and then it's whatever the schedule is that Sound Vision can do. But the last time we worked with them on the Sarah one, they were pretty fast. I think they had it up within a week of when I got them the artwork.
Well, and we need somebody at the city to help us kind of push that through. There was a time where we were told we're waiting on Rocky Mountain Power, and I called Michael Lang myself. I know him, and he said I haven't seen anything. And so I'm like, well, then we're not waiting on so who are we waiting on?
Yeah.
And because somebody's replaced Michael now too, but the point is, I think they're pretty open to the idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool thing for them too. So I think we just need to do it. We just need to recommit ourselves to get this thing rolling.
Quick question.
Yeah.
It sounds like we've seen, maybe they're just mock-ups. We've already seen a couple that need to be replaced. Do we know the longevity of these so that we can put them in the budget 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 8 years from now? Well, we'd be stupid to not do that and then show up.
Great point.
They're all back at the same
right.
time, right?
Well, the one Nate's that's on the corner of 4th, on the corner there. It's 4th and 8th. It's held up much better than the one that's in the park, and I don't know why that is. Is it the direction it faces?
Probably the material.
The material.
Also, if we want to, it's all money. You can get a protective coating that goes over it as well.
So I think we'd like to do that, right?
For UV resistance and graffiti resistance, but that material, costs as much as the actual the our printed material.
Okay.
So it does add to the cost.
If it adds an extra 5 years that you don't have to replace it, if you want the same art to stay there for 5 years or whatever.
I'd actually like to see the art circulate
more.
Maybe better.
Yeah, especially if we leave it up 1 or 2, a couple of years maybe at the most, and then we have another submission. We work with the high schools or elementary schools to say, hey, we got these 3 boxes. We're going to have a.
Well, there's obviously people who want to participate because the number of submissions you guys got was astounding to me. I thought maybe like 5 people would want to do it, but you had like 40 applicants.
So if we can have the budget and rotate them, and then if we know that okay, we go with the stuff that Sound Vision had, it's going to last about 2 years. Another thing too that will make a difference is the people that did the box on 4 and 8 there was the traffic department.
Oh, they installed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They printed it, they installed it, which was really nice of them. But they said, we just really don't want to have hassle with the doors. If we're going to do this anymore, we don't want the doors because that becomes a main hassle on the installation. The doors are where all the vents are usually, but we have 3 really good sides. Unfortunately, the door side on 4 and 8, the door side is the one that faces 800.
Yeah, and maybe that's a case by case because the one in the park we're not going to do the door, and that's fine. It'll still be cool.
So when we're trying to visualize these, just know that on a lot of them, we probably would just send 3 sides.
Is that just a person's opinion, or is that?
Well, and that's the thing is we could hire it out. I mean, these guys, the traffic shop is helping us out to save money. But if if it's something that we want to invest in, then let's just.
Because I'm like, they do this all the time. They wrap cars. They do all kinds of, so.
Yeah.
If we can get somebody, because I think, let's not do a face that is publicly seen because somebody has to cut out vents and a door handle. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get somebody who's willing to do it rather than someone who's not willing to do it.
And it might be that.
Hey, Pete,
Yeah.
can I put in a little plug here?
Do it.
Interesting enough, I was telling you about the history of Orem a little bit. My great grandfather owned the whole arts district from 1885 to about 1945 or 50. And my son, I was telling you about, as a professional artist, he submitted. But if you decided to choose one of his, or if not, that's fine too. We could put a little information on one of those that has a little historical information and say, Otto Polson, history there. He owned it, or this is his great grandson who painted this. Just a little bit of, I think it's good for people to connect to our past, our history. I'm big on that. So
absolutely. One of the last conversations I had with Shar was including a QR code on these boxes that would link us back to the Orem website and kind of an Arts Council subsection of the website that would tell about the artist, tell about the piece, tell about the project.
And when they do that, then it shows them where all of them are.
Yes.
Right? So they can go and see others and they know this is just one of many.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. There's no reason not to do it.
QR, you told us that about the doors and the vents last time, and that just didn't sit with me after I left. I'm like, that's just somebody who doesn't know what they're doing or is lazy, and we need to be about the integrity of the art, not about the installer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think too, when we get approval for the boxes, we just need to make certain that whoever owns the box, but one of the things in the memorandum is that we can do the door.
Yeah.
And then if we can do the door and if Sound Vision or whoever contracting will then do it, then that's great.
I've worked a lot with Sinorama too. They're really great to work with.
Only other thing with the vents on the doors is it's kind of the same issue that we have with the one Utopia. The vents really
change the look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They become a graphic part of the art.
Yeah. So I guess we'll have to think about that when we're selecting art, right? And how it's going to look on the actual box, for sure.
I just have a question, and I guess a possible proposal. Maybe I'm a little naive about the process of doing this, but it seems like the holdups are finding a box and the box with the right design and all of that stuff, and getting permission to use the box. And what would be the problems, I guess, or the benefits of us creating our own place to put the art, like in public land, put up like a pterodactyl, and we have our own surface. It's as big as we want it to be. It's as smooth as we want it to be, and probably not that expensive to build unless we're planning on having it last for 100 years. And then putting our art on it, and we can change it whenever we want to change it, and maybe put up 2 or 3 of those in the arts district, and we wouldn't have to even worry about, it's not that we shouldn't involve Utopia or Rocky Mountain Power, because that's a good community connection and involvement, but we can do our own thing and actually get the thing working, and have it be more under our control, rather than having to depend on other people who aren't tuned into what actually is needed or aren't inclined to spend their time doing that.
I think that's an awesome idea. We should pursue that. We're winding down. It's got to leave here. I think we're just on the cusp of actually getting the big push to get a whole bunch out there. And Pete and I will visit, set up a meeting for next weekend.
Sure.
And And then, the subcommittee will pick some final pieces, send it out to everybody to say, hey, look, this is what we picked, there's no major objections, we're gonna move forward with that. And then we'll also let you know which boxes in the arts district that we're going to do. I think we're so close to
No, we're just on the cusp.
getting a whole bunch out there in time for Summerfest and market, art for music in the market.
I think most cities that do it this way, I mean, I like your idea as well, maybe in conjunction with this, but most cities do it to hide the ugliness of the box.
Yeah.
It didn't start out as an art showcase. It started out as hiding the ugliness of this big black box or whatever color box. So we ought to probably do both, right? It would be great.
I just feel like we're
some kind of
we're stuck
or
on the idea of the box, and we've been spinning our wheels for a while about the boxes and
But
getting.
we're
boxes.
recommitted, like Pete said.
That's right. It's a new day.
We're gonna do it.
It's our New Year's resolution. Mhm. Okay, all right, John, we'll set that up, and that sounds great. Thank you for that discussion.
Okay, so let's, unless there's anything else on that, but let's move on to the Summerfest, responsibilities.
So as I understand it, the Arts Council helped out with the Summerfest entertainment on the stage, right? On Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like there was always, it seemed to, there always was an Arts Council member there, kind of like introducing the acts, welcoming people, similar to what we do with the concert series. Is that true or is that not true?
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
I don't know that we helped with the picking the entertainment, did we? No. We just helped.
Yeah, you guys are like the hosts or like the announcers
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, we had a sign-up sheet like for the summer concert series. Yeah, we would have somebody coming for an hour or two.
We signed up for shifts to just welcome people.
Do we want to do that again? Or do we feel like that was an effective thing to get the name of the Arts Council out there? And I mean, I get.
If we had our own way.
I think it's good.
It's
a good thing.
Orem Arts Council, members, while we're reading, badge, t-shirt, have something so that people all know who we are, and then we really get out of ourselves and be among the crowd and really welcome them and help them and know that we're there for them and if they have questions or whatever. Know where the bathroom is, whatever. We can help them do all kinds of stuff.
And we had schedules on the table.
Okay.
And we called attention to the schedules and.
Because my thought was that with the Arts Council there, this would be a great way to market the summer concert series. Like, hey, you're here for Summerfest, which is in June. Why don't you come back in July through August and come to our thing?
It's time together.
Yeah. Also,
Hey, Pete.
Summerfest, the name is changing. I don't know if you guys heard this, but we got a cease and desist. Summerfest is a trademark term by a music festival in Milwaukee. And so we can no longer say Summerfest. So it's the direction we're heading is Orem Fest, because that's something we can own.
Yeah.
The initial idea.
Trademark that right away, right?
Yeah, we already have. We've started the trademark process and we have the website bought. So it'll be Orem Fest.
Hey.
I think some people call it already. Go ahead, Scott.
Pete, okay. Yeah. What I think we should budget is buy all of us a little polo shirt, t-shirt, button-up shirt that says Orem Fest member. So people will, when we're at these things, they'll know who we are. Maybe they'll come and ask us questions. And I think that would look good, What do you guys think?
So the Beautification Commission, they buy these bright blue polos and they go and do all their stuff in these bright blue polos, and they're becoming kind of well-known. People know polos. So I like that idea. How does everyone else feel? Yeah, you'd wear a polo?
We can just put on the back. No, I don't know where the back.
The bathroom's right over there by that park. We put up.
Will you help me look at some options for polos?
I think it'd be awesome.
Okay.
I have the ink spot on text.
Excellent.
So we done with that?
Yep.
I guess so somebody just needs to create that sign-up sheet of what the needs are,
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
and then we just would sign up for time slots.
Yeah, so they're kind of, they're scheduling out that, yeah.
Definitely come back to that on the agenda at the next meeting, just, planting seeds and think, come with ideas next time, and we'll see.
Yeah, just thinking of being at Summerfest as a way to advertise our stuff, right? So.
I think I'd like to skip down to, I want to skip down to number 8, if that's okay.
Sure.
Because that's something I wanted to talk about. And things that we were talking about was getting folks on the committee engaged and focused on one area of, say, social media or newspaper or website or whatever, in which we are posting stuff and talking about our activities in the town, activities that we're working on. I mean, we have a website that we can have access to. I think that you would be the one actually to be able to post on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, social media comes through me, website. If you want to do an email out to the citizens about things that are going on in the arts world, we can do that.
And we basically, actually, one of the things that we talked about was the mammoth statue reveal, which is coming up. I assume you all know about that. Like, I didn't know about it.
Have you guys heard about the mammoth statue? So there's this local artist. He actually lives in Linden. His name's Devrin Farley, and he makes art out of scrap metal. And if you've been over to the Altogether Playground, he actually is the one who did that sculpture right there at the entrance. And so he's been contracted through the CARE program to do a mammoth statue. A full-blown mammoth was found here in Orem in 1937. And our mascot is now the mammoth, Miro the mammoth, which is Orem spelled backwards. And so we're doing a Miro, or not a, yeah, we're doing a Miro the mammoth statue at the pool, at the Sarah pool. And so he's working on that. Should be done by June 30th.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
So it's a piece of Orem history. It's kind of fun. It's going to be made out of old Orem signs, like street signs. So like you could go up to the mammoth and you might see the street that you live on, as a part of the big design. It's going to be pretty big. If you've been down to St. George and you've seen the big guitars or the big spiders, he's the one that does those. Yeah.
So they dug a mammoth up in Orem?
Yeah, South State Street, where the paper store is, you know where that's at?
Yeah.
Right there. That was the property they found the mammoth. And the mammoth bones are at the University of Utah Natural History Museum.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's great. Maybe we should bring that or a replica of that here.
So during the centennial, we tried to get the bones back and set them up in the library, but they don't trust us with the bones.
We could make a replica of it.
Yeah, there we go. There's an Arts Council project.
Yeah. Yeah.
An unveiling ceremony when the mammoth is revealed, and we thought it would really be fun for our committee to organize something around that, and be there again. Swag, raffle, contest, something, not name the mammoth's already named, but something else that would create a sense of expectation and excitement about it. And one of the things that we were thinking about was on the website is to put periodic like calendar announcements, like 3 weeks until Mero arrives, we'll be there next Tuesday for Mero's unveiling, it's like something that people who frequent the website would see at any rate. And then there's other places where we could do that, which, we could do it on Facebook, we could do it on Instagram, we could do it so that people are aware of the events. And we can also do that with the concert series, both of the concert series. I mean, frankly, I'm on social media, fairly often. But a lot of this stuff just, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what's happening, and if there's ways that we can expand our reach through advertising and through that kind those kinds of resources. And if somebody feels like, oh, I know a lot about Facebook, I could do that. Or I'm on Instagram all the time, I could do that. I mean, there's, you know, there's gotta be town newspapers. Is there an Orem town newspaper?
Mm-hmm. Daily Herald.
Okay, so you mentioned in that, I happened to see a newspaper up in Salt Lake. I think it was like the daily, it was the weekly or something like that. Seems kind of like underground artsy newspaper, and you know, get something in that. People are interested in arts, they might come to the event to see what else, and we can also put up the information about the boxes and, you know, the art that we're decorating the town with, all of that, to help people see Orem in a different way, see us as not just as, you know, family City USA. Is that what it is? Family City USA. Maybe it's family and art City USA. It's like, you know, change our image a little bit and get some of that information out. I don't know. Do they have any ideas or responses or interest?
I agree. I think having Pete on the team is super beneficial to us as well, because he does do a lot of the Facebook posts, and I think lately, especially, it's been really awesome to go on to the Facebook and see, oh, I don't know what event recently, oh, during a city council meeting, a presenter talked about the Freedom Memorial that's going to be put here, like just little things like that. I think it's really fun to involve the community in, because, I mean, we all have interest in Orem, and we think we have our place.
It says right on our agenda, the public is invited to participate in all city meetings. Does the public know when we have this meeting without like doing a dive into the website? You know, maybe. I mean, maybe that might be a Pandora's box we don't want to open. All of a sudden have 50 citizens of Orem, you know, running the walls while we're having a talk. And,
all PR pizza.
We'll have to order more next time.
But I mean, even if they're not going to come, they know, oh, well, they're meeting, they're talking about stuff, they're working on, you know.
Well, and that's kind of the thing. You bring up a great
phone number or an email address. Do you have any suggestions or whatever, you know, so that we can engage citizenry in what we're doing. I just feel like I hope nobody's insulted by this, but I just feel like we've been kind of a very slow moving, not really too active group in actually spreading our wings and getting out and getting the message out, doing things that I think that we really need to think about. And that was really what number 6 on the agenda was about, is activating. It's really thinking about ways that I mean, you know, wouldn't it be nice if you went down to Springville and said, oh, I'm from Orem? I said, you guys have that great Orem, that great arts council, right? You can do all kinds of stuff all over. And Springville was known as Art City. You know? We can compete. You know, we can. Anyway, our meeting is over. We can take a second and talk about assignments. Whatever time it's for that.
Yeah, so I'll send out an email with a recap, especially for those that weren't here. And they'll, yeah,
do it in an email.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we can continue the conversation offline more than maybe you have in the past. But yeah, I appreciate everyone coming. Thank you, and I think we're off to a great start again. So let's keep it going.
Great. Hey, thanks a lot, Pete. I think you're doing a great job here. We're really looking forward to having you here.
Well, it's only been one meeting, so let's see how it goes.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in, Scott.
Okay, we'll see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, second. Okay, meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much, everybody.